This is something I'm very excited to talk about, and that is NASCAR, who made their return to North Wilkesboro Speedway for the first time since 1996, with Kyle Larson winning the Tyson 250 in Wilkes County, North Carolina. Larson wasn't even supposed to race in this event, as he was a substitute for an injured Alex Bowman, who was originally supposed to drive for Spire Motorsports in a 700cars.com Chevrolet. Got it done in overtime. Larson has the honor of being the first driver to win at North Wilkesboro since '96, in a track that has come back to host races again. It was the third win for Larson in 15 Craftsman Truck Series starts. At the end of the two-lap overtime, Larson beat ThorSport Racing's Ty Majeski by 0.974 seconds, as Majeski finished second, Matt DiBenedetto was third, Carson Hocevar fourth, Bubba Wallace fifth, and pole winner Corey Heim was sixth. The rest of the top 10 included Matt Crafton, who won the last time Craftsman sponsored the Truck Series in a North Carolina race back in 2008, when he won the North Carolina Education Lottery 200 at Lowe's Motor Speedway, now Charlotte Motor Speedway, which was his first win in the Craftsman Truck Series. He finished 7th. Chase Purdy was 8th, Ross Chastain was 9th, and Grant Enfinger 10th. Here's Larson talking about the win, going into the All-Star race and more, courtesy of Fox.
Yeah, I don't know. Really fun track there, especially in the truck. You know, you can use the apron and such, and in both ends there, and had a good time. That was a lot of fun on the long runs there, lapping trucks. So huge thank you to Bono, everybody on this team. I wasn't supposed to run, so unfortunately Alex got hurt and allowed me the opportunity to run this. So thanks to everybody at Spire Motorsports for allowing me to race their truck, HendrickCars.com, Rick Hendrick for also letting me run. So been a good couple weeks, so we keep it rolling.
Larson took advantage of the opportunities that were presented to him. He dominated the race and drove back to the front after restarting in 6th on lap 228. The first 3 trucks stayed out on the track during the 11th caution of the race. 4th place Majeski gained track position when he took 2 tires on pit road. Majeski was able to get a better finish with the 2-tire strategy. Here's his thoughts and more. "Yeah, we just missed it today," Majeski said. "Sometimes when you're in the back with nothing to lose, you make gutsy calls, jumping on 2 tires there. We were just able to hold off guys who put 4 tires on. So a subpar day for us turned into a good finish." On lap 238, Larson passed Wallace for the lead and held it through one more caution in the overtime. Larson led 138 of the 252 laps in his first Craftsman Truck Series start of the season. With the win, he has won in all 3 top series in NASCAR this year. This was the 3rd time that the Craftsman Truck Series had run at the 0.625-mile short track in Wilkes County, with the last time being in 1996, of course. The return featured a record 12 cautions for 81 laps. The worst on-track incident came on lap 201 when the truck of Tyler Anchor was forced into the outside backstretch wall. As Anchor was slowing down, Roger Caruth's 24 Chevrolet and the Fords of defending series champion Zane Smith and Ben Rhodes got into a chain reaction accident, which took them out of the running after that. This was after Smith had gotten a pit road speeding penalty, which put him in the back of the field. Here's Smith's thoughts and more. "Just a product of what happens when you get back there," said Smith, who had also started the race in the back of the field because of 3 failed inspections. He had gotten into the top 5 before the speeding penalty. Congratulations to Kyle Larson on winning the first race at North Wilkesboro Speedway since 1996, which is a pretty incredible honor for him. He wasn't even supposed to be in the race in the first place because of the fact that Alex Bowman was injured in a sprint car race. He was originally supposed to drive the 7th for Spire Motorsports there, but as a result, Larson took over. And I saw a stat also on Fox. Also, like, he's raced at 133 tracks. Adam Alexander was mentioning that in the booth. That was pretty incredible how much he's driven on a bunch of different tracks and a bunch of different cars. Tells you how talented Larson is. And it's pretty awesome that he's able to win the race as well in North Wilkesboro. Even though I would have rather had it been a series regular, because that would have been a lot more interesting as well. And it tells you like how it feels like to have Cup regulars race at the lower series. You don't see that in any other sport. You see that mostly in just NASCAR and in general, like in racing. So, but I'm happy that he managed to win. And I don't have a problem with him winning, especially since I like Larson. So it's cool to see him win, especially to be able to win at a track like North Wilkesboro. And he's won all 3 series this year, like I said. But definitely would have been nice to see, like I said, a regular win. Corey Heim had a good start of the race as well, especially. And he was leading early, and he was doing well. But it is what it is, though. And I agree with Brock Beer when he says stuff about, how Cup Series drivers shouldn't be in those lower series because, like, how much they dominate and does it give, like, show like for the younger drivers or the regulars in the series as well. But I understand that as well. But yeah, I'm happy that he won. Like I said, congratulations to him as well. And it's pretty awesome, like the race as well. Even though it is a Craftsman Truck Series race, and it was only 30,000 seats, but even though it was like, most of it was temporary, some of it was temporary as well to be able to fill some of the stands as a result. But still, it's pretty awesome to see a race like that full. I've never seen a Craftsman Truck Series race full like that, especially probably not hasn't been one like that in years. So it tells you how big of an event and how big of a deal it is to go back to North Wilkesboro as a result. And it shows you like how packed it was, like I said, and it's pretty incredible environment. And the racing was pretty fun too, even though there was a little bit more cautious later race. But it was so fun to watch the race, and I was so excited to be able to watch the North Wilkesboro race live. And they done a great job with the track as well. Great job by Marcus Smith and the team at Speedway Motorsports Incorporated, Dale Hart Jr., and everybody like that to be able to bring back the race as well. And yeah, definitely the racing, like I said, was excited. 3-4 wide on restarts as well as just action-packed around the track. And it tells you how great it is to be able to go back to that track as well. To be able to race a points-paying NASCAR race in the Craftsman Truck Series. I never would have expected that, to be able to see like a points-pay race. I did mention that that the Craftsman Truck was coming back in my North Wilkesboro video. Highly recommend that one as well. I'll leave that in the description. And it was pretty awesome. Like, I couldn't believe that they were coming back. I knew the All-Stars would come back, but I never would have expected the Craftsman Truck Series to come back for a points-pay race, like I said in that video. So definitely highly recommend it. And it just to tell you like how big of a deal it is to be able to win that race, and Larson has that honor of doing that. So it just tell you like also like to be able to see like how drivers were able to go on like bottom of the track, especially how Matt Crafton was making a lot of time as a result because of what he was doing with going to the bottom of the track where it was more like grip, since there was like patches on the track because of the fact they were leaving like some of the older track as well. And that was pretty nice that he was able to make some time like that. And that was pretty awesome to see Kraft to be able to do that, especially it's been a long time since he won a race, so it'd be nice to see him back in a victory lane at some point too. But definitely a good run for Crafton as well. And that was pretty awesome to be able to see that. And yeah, to see like a lot of drivers I have to worry about like tire wear because of how old the surface is. The surface has been around since the 80s, I believe, and that tells you how long it's been. Obviously, they didn't want to touch it too much because the drivers wanted to keep it that way. But still, though, it was an exciting race, like I said, and what a way to start off the weekend as well, like to be able to race there and with the All-Star race also. So definitely, Larson has some momentum, even though he didn't do that great in the All-Star race, heats in this heat. But not worried about him though, and it's pretty awesome, like I said, to be able to see him win at that track, especially and after like winning the Xfinity race at Darlington the week before. So, and also to be able to see William Byron back on the Kyle Busch Motorsports as well, especially since he had a lot of success with them as well. So that's pretty awesome to see that too. And just to be able to see, like I said, the fans, it was pretty cool to see the Greg Biffle back at the track as well, also named one of the 75 greatest NASCAR drivers as well, and a champion of the Craftsman Truck Series back in 2000. So it was pretty awesome to see him back at the track. And also it was nice to see the Benny Parsons grandstand as well. They were mentioning that in the booth. Phil Parsons was in the booth with Michael Waltrip as well with Alan Alexander. And that was pretty cool how they mentioned the story about like how Biffle and BP ended up meeting each other as well. Like he was a mentor to Biffle getting into NASCAR. So that was pretty awesome that they would honor him, especially how Benny Parsons is a local guy, being from Wilkes County. So that was pretty awesome that they were able to honor him with a grandstand. Well deserved for him, long overdue. And it was pretty awesome to be able to do that. And like the track, it looks incredible. Just seeing like everything like how it is and all that. So that was pretty awesome there too. And like I said, it's a great way to honor Benny Parsons because he was a big part of like the Wilkes County. He's a local guy, like I said. So it was nice that he finally got his own grandstand, and he is a Hall of Famer, and he's very much missed around there in the NASCAR general. So that was pretty awesome there too. So yeah, it was a great race, and looking forward to the All-Star race as well. See how things go with that, and that's pretty awesome there too. So and also like I said, even though like how I feel about how drivers like Cup Series drivers racing in those series, the last time they ran was in '96, and Mark Martin won that race too. So it was a Cup driver who was a regular then too winning that race. But still though, it was pretty funny. Also is that like since it's only the third time that they've run at this track, it's how ironic that it was also like those other times was under the Craftsman banner too. I would say '96 was when it first officially became the Craftsman Truck Series. '95 was actually the Super Truck Series powered by Craftsman, which a lot of people may not know of. And that first race was 150 laps, which was shorter than the second race, which was 250 laps. So definitely pretty excited that they ran this. And hopefully, it put out a great show. And hopefully they keep running it for years to come too. So we'll see how the All-Star race does. But definitely, I think they should at least go back and run a Craftsman Truck Series race as well. So, especially like I said, like they put all the safer barriers, everything like that, and seeing like the walls and all that stuff is just incredible. Like environment and they're able to keep like a lot of like the stuff that was originally there, like the Winston Cup side from outside the track. Like they left that there. They try to keep it as like, original as possible. Obviously, they had to modernize it in order to keep it like, like in right shape for current like NASCAR standards. So congratulations to the team in NASCAR and everybody like Speedway Motorsport. Like I said, Dale Earnhardt Jr. as well for helping out and all that. And Marcus Smith, like I said. So hopefully they put on a great show to all story, just like how they did in the Craftsman Truck Series race as well. It was pretty awesome also to see Ron Hornaday Jr. back at the track as well, as he was one of the guys who gave the command to start engines of the race. And he's one of NASCAR's greatest 75 drivers and a Hall of Famer also. So that was pretty awesome there too. Also, what I saw also on the broadcast on Fox as well was that there were 22 drivers that were that weren't bored yet when the last time Wilkesboro like had a race, which was pretty mind-boggling. It tells you how like the youth movement of the Craftsman Truck Series has been like in the last couple of years. And it tells you like how veterans aren't around in that series anymore. And check out the video I did on that as well. Like when the Craftsman Truck Series was announced that it would come back. And I did a video on that. As well, I highly recommend that one. That was a lot of fun to do. And I'll leave that one in the description as well. So that was definitely a crazy stat there as well. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to leave a like. And if you are brand new, subscribe. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.